What's up, guys? Diggo from SGN. I want to welcome you to my very first tier list video. I want to thank my man Shepard for actually introducing me to this kind of video and introducing me to tier lists, as a thing on YouTube. So shout out to him. And I wanted to start it off with NBA logos because I think that it's, they actually have some pretty decently good looking ones, and some are actually really, really bad. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to kick it off with the NBA logos. I don't do anywhere near enough NBA content as it is on this channel, and I also, I've been trying to be very consistent with my YouTube channel as of late, a lot more than I've ever been, and I want to try to bring you guys as much variety as possible as well. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's going to be watching this, and let me know in the comment section down below which ones you think are the best looking and which ones are the ugliest in all the NBA. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. And I want to say one little thing before we actually start ranking them, and that's going to be that I will not be taking my own personal bias into consideration when I put these logos in their respective categories. I will not be saying the Clippers are the best, the Clipper logo is the best because I'm a Clipper fan. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to say the Lakers logo looks like shit because of the Lakers. I'm only going to be basing this on how the logos actually look. So no bias towards teams will take place here. So the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I'm from near Atlanta, and I actually used to kind of like the old logo. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but it was absolutely light years better than this one. So it does kind of pain for me to have to do this, but I honestly think that this is one of the worst logos by far in the entire NBA. I just think it looks kind of like a baseball logo with a little bit of a basketball take on it. I don't know exactly how to explain that, but it's just, because it's in the shape of a basketball, I guess. But I don't know, man, like the hawk in the middle, the white and the red, it just doesn't really look that great to me. So F tier. Boston Celtics. Now, I've actually always been a huge fan of this logo, and I know my man Shepard, shout out to him once again, he's going to be happy about this, but I pretty much have no choice but to put it as an A tier logo because it's very thematic with the leprechaun, so it looks good. People of all ages are going to recognize that and know exactly what we're looking at, and the color is just really, really nice as well. It's a classic logo, it's vintage, and it's one that pretty much everybody recognizes no matter no matter how big of a sports fan you are. Whether you're in Europe, whether you're in America, you pretty much recognize that as the Celtics logo because, Celtics are, of course, alongside the Lakers, the most historic franchise in NBA history, so it's one of those classic logos that you have to respect. The Brooklyn Nets logo, honestly, it has some good things about it. Like, I do like the fact that it looks like a coat of arms, and I do like that a lot. Of course, I'm a huge football/soccer fan, whatever you want to call it, so I'm used to this kind of logo a lot more, seeing things that are a lot more, just European style. So I think that this is more towards that kind of a style, and that's what I like about it. But at the same time, I'm not really a big fan of just of the character for the Nets right here, and I don't know, it just doesn't look that great to me. So it's not a good logo, but it's also not a bad one. It's just kind of in between. Charlotte. Now, this is one of those where you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. I think, just because I've never really respected them as a franchise, and I've never really respected their logo either. Like, it doesn't look good at all, to be honest with you. Is it as bad as the Hawks logo? Probably not, because at the very least, when you see it, it sticks out, and you're like, okay, that's a Hornet. You know exactly what you're looking at. The Hawks, if it wasn't for the writing on stuff, it would just kind of be like a random thing you maybe just see on a t-shirt, like just a random t-shirt. This, at least, it looks like something you would see for a basketball team. So it's not F levels, but it's definitely D levels, no higher than that. Moving on to probably the most recognizable and the most popular logo in arguably all of sports. Realistically, man, if you look at like a Real Madrid logo or a Barcelona logo or a Man United logo in America, a lot of people aren't going to recognize it. But if you go to Europe, pretty much everybody will recognize the Bulls logo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things where you can walk around the town of Cagnigione, where I live in Sardinia, Italy, and you will every once in a while actually see somebody walking around in a random D Rose jersey or a random Michael Jordan jersey, and it happens, you know what I mean? So it's a very, very recognizable logo. It's one of the most popular in all of sports, and honestly, it's one of my personal favorites. I really like the logo. It's just very simple. It's just a bull, but I like the colors to it. So I don't know. I've just always been a really, really big fan of this logo, and I think it's probably because it just kind of holds a place in pretty much everybody's heart if they're a sports fan. Next up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, much like the Nets, I do like the fact that this is a coat of arms, mostly because Cavaliers, of course, are a throwback to medieval times or cavalry in general. So I just think that it's a very thematic looking logo, and it's actually really nice. I like the way that the red, the black, and the yellow, and of course the white writing for the Cleveland Cavs part. I think it just all kind of looks really good together, and I don't know. I've kind of liked this ever since I first saw it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it as a B. I don't think it's quite A, but definitely worthy of a B. The Mavericks logo is one that I've simply never really liked, but I've also never really hated. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's just something about the way the blue looks with the horse and all that stuff. It's just never really been my cup of tea. Now, is it awful? It's definitely not awful. I almost died there, but I definitely don't think that I can put it anywhere higher than a C. It's just one of those where it's like bone average. There's just absolutely nothing special about it. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of hope that they would change it, even though I don't particularly care for changing logos. But yeah, it's one of those where if it changes, it probably can't. I don't know. It can get worse, but they can never do a hell of a lot better with that. The Denver Nuggets logo, I think it is a step in the right direction compared to their last one, but it kind of suffers from the same issue as, say, the Mavericks and the Nets logo, where it's just kind of average. I don't think it's that special, but actually, the more I look at it, the more I think it might be a B, because it is very, it does kind of pop. Like, it looks a lot like the Hawks logo, which is kind of what put me off about it, but at the same time, the colors look a hell of a lot better, and honestly, the fact that it does have the mountain up there that represents the Mile High city, and of course the state of Colorado, plus the basketball, the pickaxes. Yeah, I really, really like that one. Not like, it's not A tier. I'm gonna go ahead and put it as a B, and that was something I just kind of changed on the fly because I was gonna go with a C, but honestly, the more I look at it, the more I like it. Now, the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, I've never, ever liked this logo. I think it looks pretty damn shit. It's basic as fuck, and not in a good way. It's not like the Bulls where it's it's basic in a good way, where it's literally the bull and it just looks good. This is just a basketball with red, white, and blue, and I'm gonna have to give it an F no matter what. There's absolutely no way I can give that any more than a fucking F. Golden State Warriors. Now, shout out to GK, my brother. He's a Warriors fan, and most importantly, my condolences to all the Warriors fans who have been going through this awful time. And GK in general has been having a really, really bad time. He's a Hawks fan as well, being from near Atlanta, and he also has witnessed the fall of many a mixed martial arts fighter over the past couple of years. So the GK curse is going very strong, as well as, of course, his Bournemouth risking relegation in the Premier League. So it's not a great time as of late if you're a team or a person supported by GK, but I'm sure they'll get better next year, considering they're going to get a high draft pick, and they already have a beast of a team once Clay and once Curry, and once the entire team is healthy, they're pretty much guaranteed to be really, really dangerous for next season. Anyway, when it comes to their logo, I actually do kind of like it because it's simple enough, it's thematic enough, because of course it's the Golden Gate Bridge. The blue and yellow aren't necessarily my favorite type of, it's not my favorite blue, it's not my favorite yellow, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B. It's definitely not godlike, it's definitely not god tier, but it does look pretty decent. Now, the Houston Rockets are a franchise that I do not like, never have, never will, do not like Harden, do not like Westbrook, so yeah, it's not a team that I like, but just to show you guys that I am not being biased, I actually do really like this logo right here. I like the way the black and the red pop. I do like the white part of the logo with the Houston Rockets writing. I just think it looks pretty damn good. So I will go ahead and throw this in the B tier. All right, and that's one of my most hated franchises. So definitely no bias here. The Pacers logo is definitely one of the absolute worst in the entire NBA. Like, there's absolutely no doubt about it. It has a similar issue to, say, the Hawks, because of course, it's just kind of it has very similar traits. Of course, the two the two, I guess you could say, circles and whatever you want to call it. They have a similar look if you look at them. I think one thing that kind of saves it is that the P looks a hell of a lot better than the Hawk, I guess you could say, but not by much. So I don't know, man. Like, I used to prefer. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just there's something about this, all this, all that. It's just, it annoys me. I don't know. I don't like it. It looks too much like a baseball logo. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on a D tier. Do not like it at all. Next up, we have my Clippers, and I gotta be honest with you guys, not a fan of the logo, but I don't know, never really have been a fan of the Clippers logos. We've always pretty much traditionally had ugly ass shit, and we continue to have that, whether it's the jerseys, whether it's the logo. Steve Ballmer has done a hell of a job in building up a good team, but he has not done a good job in developing a good looking logo, and definitely not for good looking jerseys. So I have to put this in. I don't know if it's a D. I don't know if it's a D or a C. Man, it's a tough one. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a C, just because I don't think it's bad, but it's definitely not good. But yeah, I think C is pretty much where it should be. The Los Angeles Lakers. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't like purple at all. Yellow is definitely far from one of my favorite colors, and it's pretty much just a gold basketball. The Grizzly has like an angry face, but he doesn't look like he wants to absolutely just beat the shit out of you and torture you. So I don't know, man. Like, it's an okay logo. I think it pretty much belongs in the C tier. It's not excellent. It's not good. And it's definitely not bad. So it's just kind of all right. The Miami Heat logo. This is one that I kind of flip-flop back and forth on, just because, it's basically a sun, and that's about it. It's a sun with a basketball shape with a ring around it, and this is Miami Heat. It's not bad. Definitely not bad. But I don't think it's necessarily really good either. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it as a C, just because I think it's really average. And for the most part, logos are going to be average. They're not going to necessarily be great, and they're not necessarily going to be evil. Evil, right? Terrible either. So take that into consideration. The Milwaukee Bucks, I actually do like this logo a lot, and I am kind of a whore for green. That is true. Green and red, they're my colors. So I have to say that I do like this logo quite a bit. So I will go ahead and throw it down as a B, because of course, they're Bucks. They're just badasses like Giannis, so we'll leave them there. Shout out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as well. The Minnesota Timberwolves. All right, so this is another tough one to me, because this part right here does look kind of like the Hawks and the Pacers logos, right? So they do have that to it. But I like the wolf. I do like the wolf. And the basketball, the way it all blends in, it does look pretty decent. Is it higher than the Hawks logo? Absolutely. No doubt about that. Is it better than the Pacers logo? I would say probably yes. Is it higher than C? No. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. The Pelicans. What can we say about the Pelicans, man? Like, the color scheme isn't bad, actually. The gold or whatever kind of yellow that is, with the blue and the red and the white. It does kind of look pretty decent. But at the same time, there's a damn pelican on it. There's a fucking pelican on it. What can you do about pelicans, man? There's just not much you can do about that. So it's going to be a C. Everything looks good, but there's a pelican on it. So, yeah, it gets ruined. Now we got the Knicks. Yeah. Same thing that I hate about the Lakers logo. I don't like the fucking colors of it. It's just a basketball. The Knicks one, I think, is definitely better. Definitely better. But it's still orange. Don't like orange. I don't like the blue tone to it. The graffiti look of it, not my cup of tea. So I'm going to go ahead and put it F tier. Yeah. Any Knicks fans, don't be pissed. All right, so we got the OKC Thunder. Now, another one of those franchises that I just don't like. much like the Knicks, much like the Lakers, much like the Rockets. It's just a franchise I do not like. But they do have a slightly better logo than the Knicks and the Lakers, I would say. I don't know exactly what the hell is going on right here. It doesn't look terrible, though, so we'll give it a D. It could be a hell of a lot worse, let's put it that way. Orlando Magic. All right, so this is a team whose jerseys I've really liked over the years. Not necessarily now, but I remember there was a jersey, I think it was like around 2010, more or less, that was just absolutely phenomenal. So I do kind of have a liking for the Magic a little bit in terms of the way they look. I do kind of like the way, the characters for the where it says Magic right here. I like, the ball followed by, of course, the the magical, whatever you want to call it, the magical trail, whatever. So, I don't know. I'm going to put it as a C. It's not bad. It's not good either. Philadelphia 76ers. Now, much like, Atlanta, all that stuff, they have this damn baseball look to it. But I will say everything just kind of pops here. It just kind of looks pretty good. So, yeah, I think I'll have to put this as a B. Honestly, do. I love the blue and white here. The blend is really, really solid. The 7 in red, it just kind of pops. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just looks good. And they don't have a damn pelican on it. This thing should be a B, but it has a pelican on it, so fuck that. Next up, we have the Phoenix Suns. And this is a decent looking logo. It's also, one of those where it is pretty recognizable because, it's a damn sun. And pretty much anywhere you go, well, I guess it's not necessarily true. Probably not over here in Europe. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of looks good, and it kind of takes me back to NBA Street 01. I used to just absolutely mollywash the fuck out of Phoenix early on in the game. So it was always one of my favorite teams to beat down. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give them a C here. Not great, but also not too bad. Oops, sorry, C, not a D. All right, Portland Trailblazers. Shout out to Jopina. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, this red and white, it's not bad, but is it an A? I would have to say no. B, it might be. C, I think it's a bit better than a C. Yeah, I don't know. I've just kind of always liked this. I also I've liked quite a few of their jerseys as well. So I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and put it as a B. I like this quite a bit, honestly. All right, the Sacramento Kings. This is an absolute atrocity. Absolutely atrociously bad. So I have no choice but to put this as an F. I mean, just disgusting to look at. Truly disgusting to look at. Look at the purple. Look at this gray. Look at the font. That's what I want to say. Not the characters, the font. The font is just disgusting. It's terrible. Like, truly terrible. Yeah, not bad. I mean, not good. San Antonio Spurs. Yeah, honestly, spoiler alert, I don't like this logo at all. It's just kind of, it's just kind of a writing with, a damn fucking spur on it. So, yeah, I also have to put this as an F, to be completely honest with you. It's just, yeah, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea at all. The Toronto Raptors logo, another franchise I don't like, but a logo I really, really fucking like. And, of course, it does have similar things to this. It has the little baseball look to it, but I don't know. I like the basketball with, of course, the dinosaur claw marks. I love black and red, so it's just, I mean, look at this shit. Look at this, black and red, black and red, black and red, black and red. It's, it's a common thing for me. So, it looks really, really good in my opinion. So I honestly have to put this as a goddamn A. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. I can't believe I did that. I cannot believe I did that shit. But is it a B though? Is it a B though? Fuck. Yeah, I have to put it a B. I have to put it a B. Honestly, yeah, I do. Because at the same time, now that I think about it, yes, if I get past the colors, yeah, it's a B. Because it still has that damn baseball look to it. These two are legendary, just absolutely legendary logos. And this does have the little circle to it, of course. It does. But look at the damn leprechaun. So I think it deserves it. Utah Jazz. It literally just says Utah Jazz. It makes no sense for Jazz to be in Utah. It's just so stupid, man. It makes no fucking sense. The logo is trash. So F for you, Utah. And finally, we have the Washington Wizards. Now, as you probably know, red, white, and blue, I do like that a lot, despite having the fucking Pistons here and the Hawks here. But I do love red, white, and blue as a color scheme. Now, where am I going to place this? Where am I going to place this? Because it's a tough one, all right? B and C, there's some logos in there that are similar. Like, if you take a look at it, you know, in B, there's the Philadelphia logo, which does have some similarities. Of course, the color scheme itself. I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it as a B. Now, it's an F-level franchise, but it is a B-level logo, in my opinion. I just think that, I don't know, it looks good. It pops. You know, if you're a basketball fan, it's recognizable. And, yeah, it looks pretty damn good, in my opinion. So, taking a look, we have, of course, the Hawks, the Pistons, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Kings, the Spurs, and the Jazz at F tier. We have the Hornets, the Pacers, and the Thunder in D tier. The Nets, the Mavs, the Clippers, the Grizzlies, the Heat, the Timberwolves, the Pelicans, the Magic, and the Suns in C tier. B tier, the Cavs, the Nuggets, the Warriors, the Rockets, the Bucks, the 76ers, the Blazers, the Raptors, and the Wizards. And, of course, at A, you have to have the Celtics and the Chicago Bulls. As, you know, the best-looking logos in the NBA is just no doubt about it, in my opinion. So, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, let me know in the comments section down below what you think of my list. What would you change? Who would you have at the top and who would you have at the bottom? Are there any in particular that you think I completely fucked up? Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope to bring a hell of a lot more of this type of content to you guys in the very near future. And I'll talk to you later, guys. See ya.